Good day everyone, it's June 17th and I'm going to give you my tour of the garden today. This walkway isn't quite finished yet, but it's getting there. So I have the creeping phlox, creeping sedum, Angelina sedum over here, firecracker rather, right there sedum. It's just a lot of ground cover. I have these two heuchera, I think they're Rio variety, a Japanese painted fern. And then two false hydrangeas, and one has this really cool leaf on it. There are some buds, but it's a very shaded area, and it only gets about an hour or two of sun. But we'll see how they flower. This is supposed to have a pink tinge to it, and this one's a white tinge to it. I just have, oh, this is my Hakone grass, and it's not doing very well over here. I'm not sure why. I protected it from cocoa chewing on it. And then I just have a little bit of lettuce here, and some basil, some spinach, cilantro in the middle that I pick from every day, a tiny heuchera, and a ostrich fern right there that I just divided and planted. I've got this gorgeous clematis, two climbing cucumbers, English cucumbers. This is a sweet type of cherry tomato, blackberry bush that stays on a smaller side, and it's supposed to be ever bearing. So yeah, we'll see if the animals get them first. They just finished blooming, but this is another clematis, and I really like it because whenever the petals fall off, you still get this cute little thing in the middle. I like that. Here we have some phlox. This just opened up today. I don't know the variety of half of the things I got from other people just because it was donation, but it's a Asiatic lily. Anyways, this is Sky's the Limit climbing rose. This one that's finishing up behind it. And then there's like a little tiny one right here. And it has a really nice traditional rose smell to it. I have Brennera, Jack Frost, and it's still like a random late bloom. This blooms early spring. This right here is just started growing, and it's rose mallow, so hardy hibiscus with a really light pink color, and the leaves get more and more purple. More phlox that are starting to bud up. And finishing up are all of my irises, and I'll just trim those down when they're actually done. Fire alarm heuchera, and I spread out a bunch of my delphiniums, all different colors and varieties. I just spread them out along the fence here, and I'll just keep dividing and splitting them. I have another little sedum here that's red. Pardon me, I did not do the weeding yet on this side. This is blue fescue grass, boulder blue. My sand cherry, plum leaf sand cherry. Oh, this one's cool. The spiderwort. Look at that. The contrast is insane. Just love it. This is my smooth hydrangea, Incredible. Budded up. I have a echinacea here. I don't remember which one, but I think it's red. Another heuchera, another boulder blue. This right here is Veronica Speedwell in bright pink, I believe. These are just, you know, lilies, Stella Doro lilies, pretty common. Got some heuchera here, some beautiful pink flowers. This purple one's really thriving. And I have another purple plant that's actually red once it flowers, but it's taking forever. It's really struggling, and the last time I had planted a cardinal flower like this, it died. So, and it didn't make it on the other side. So I don't know, they're literally from this area. But I think they need to be in swamplands, and so they need more water. Some more irises. My endless summer hydrangea that is budded up on old wood. Yay! It worked, putting this all the way to the ground, smothering it over the winter and protecting it so that old wood would bloom all around the edge. You could tell because I had pushed all of the stems down, so they came back up, they stay around, and then all the new growth is in the middle. Might even cover the old growth blooms if they don't hurry up and bloom. Some more sedum on a blue tinge. Yeah, I love that. And then here, hardy violas, more boulder blue, fescue grass. This is my mom's peony that I brought here. It finally started blooming properly after like 2 whole years, but that's normal. My clematis is also 2 years old, and it blooms. It doesn't do the double bloom it's supposed to. It's this called pilu. It's supposed to have a double bloom, but it's not. It just has a single bloom, and then it re-blooms in the late summer. So that's cool. There's some delphinium in bloom. This one's the first to go. It's neat that it has that kind of dark brown center. Yeah. And this is like 6 hours of sun, this area, but that's it. These are Coreopsis, Sunkiss, I believe. Some more heuchera. There's the Hoconi grass doing much better on over here for some reason, which is more in the sun. So there we go. Maybe it just needs more sun on that side. We got some bee balm monarda. And this is from my old apartment peony. So pretty. And this is the one that smells really, really nice. And then back there is some purple Veronica Speedwell that grows really tall and is actually kind of purple like that. So, that's okay. I've got some of this Artemisia. I got 3 of these. Well, I split it all from one, of course. Oh, this is such an interesting heuchera. It's so shiny. It's like glossy. That's a different type of Artemisia, like the taller version. So this is Silver Mound, and I forget what the name of that one is, but I love it up against this purple leaf smoke bush. Right? Royal purple smoke bush, looking stunning. It looks the best right now, and then the leaves sort of start changing into more of a green hue. That might be because it's not fully in the sun here. It does get a lot of shade. So now I'm in only like 4 hours of morning sun here. And we've got Pulmonaria, leopard something, the variety, Black-Eyed Susans. And this is Euonymus, winter creeper, another heuchera, something like lime something. This is a ground cover that I'm worried about is going to take over other perennials, so it's an experiment here. I think the Monarda can definitely fend for itself. It's a avid spreader. This is the tall red Monarda that grows like a weed. It's not compact. It just goes everywhere. Oh yeah, there is Siberian iris here, like a local. But I planted it, and I mean, I had one, and I think I split it 3 ways late last year, so it certainly didn't bloom for me this year, but that's fine. Hosta from my mama. This came with the house, another hosta. I don't know the varieties of either of them. I mean, I try to guess, but it's okay. Some ostrich ferns that I have to move because the limelight hydrangea is gonna take all this room anyways. This was from my old apartment. It is evening primrose, really, really pretty, but it spreads like a weed. I think because of all of this, it's not able to spread like a weed here, so I'm fine with it just popping up, and I think it'll be controlled on its own. It has just rosettes that form in the late summer, and then that's what blooms the next year. This is also local. It's purple blazing star, and there's some irises behind there. This is a echinacea. I think it's a coral color, but I'm worried about it because the leaves look weird. And I asked the master gardeners about this, and they were just like, yeah, this could have been because we had like cold and then hot and then cold and then hot temperatures, and it's weird. But last year I got some sort of bug, like that got into the heads of the flowers, and they disturbed them so much that they all came out warped. It's not yet after yellows though, okay? It's like, it's something else, but you still have to cut it down because it's gonna look all weird and it's gonna come back the next year. So I don't know if it's that. If it's that, that's the problem. I gotta chop all these suckers down again because it spreads from one echinacea to another. Wonderful. Some bug that like lays its, I don't know, babies, and it causes problems. Yep, that's another spiderwort. This guy is doing so well, and I love this like flower on it. It's so delicate and magical, you know. It's so, I don't know, it's my favorite heuchera. I wrote down the name of it. I'll have to figure out which one it is. But it's stunning, and it's massive. And a cocoa bean. Coco, what's you doing? So I finally got this in bloom. It's mandarin honeysuckle, and it's supposed to attract the hummingbirds. Okay, so they're not fully in bloom. That's like, there's some. That's pretty. But even when they're not open, like, the little tendrils are so pretty. And it's a pretty good climber. I only planted this last year, and look how far it's come. Let me back up. Boop. I mean, that is a beautiful backdrop. And then like the wispiness of this, the wispiness of these. This is so pretty. This is my, oh, let me zoom back in. Boop. This is a dappled willow shrub. And they're supposed to have pink tips to the end, but I don't think it gets enough sun here. This is probably 4 or 5 hours of morning sun. Oh, my drinking gourd. Okay, so you know how they say sometimes like the first year of planting a perennial is sleep. They sleep, so they don't do much. The next year they creep, and then the third year they leap. Well, this is the leaping stage. It's a lot bigger. I think I'm going to move my pulmonaria here over there, or yeah, I'm gonna have to move this over later. Although pulmonarias are tough, I can probably do it at any time. Oh, another blazing star, and then a white version of the Lamian. Oh, I forgot to tell you what that was. That Lamian ground cover. This is aggressive, okay? And I don't know if it's on the fence of being invasive. I can't seem to find the right information online if it's invasive in Ontario. It's invasive in some parts of the US, I guess. So I just have to double check that, and I'll rip it out if it's invasive. This is really cute, eh? The purple in it. This will get a lot bigger, so it'll fill this space. And so I'll just move this guy over. This is Black-Eyed Susan's compact Monarda, bright pink, which is great. This was this is my cedar globe that got damaged, but it's looking a lot better. But it's held up by rope twine at the moment. There's more of that iris, Siberian iris. Yeah, and there's more back there too. Maybe because it's not getting any sun. I wondered why it's not blooming. Some Jack Frost again, some brighter Monarda here. I think that's Rio again. Maybe Peach Cobbler. I bought so many. I should have left the tag like underneath each one so I could actually tell you. But just go to the store and just pick the most beautiful colors. Like they don't really change or anything, and they're always this color through the entire season. It's basically like putting annual flowers in, only they come every year, and you can split them every 3 years to maintain them. So pretty. Also gorgeous color is my ginger wine 9 bark. Look at this. I am so happy I got this that I bought a second one to put in the kidney flower bed. You know what it's been getting though? It's been getting a lot of these bugs here. Do you see them in there? Yeah. And I smush them sometimes when I see them. I'll smush them. What are they called? They're called aphids, yeah. So these get aphids on the backs of them, and then I just smush them or wipe them away. I know you can just spray stuff on them, but I find that doesn't work. There's that tall red Monarda. And then here is a hydrangea. It's a firelight hydrangea paniculata. And oh yeah, more of the hardy violas doing really well. They bloom first, and they stay blooming the entire season, just like an annual would. So I do recommend. They don't spread much though, let me tell you. I have split them. I only bought 2 and I kind of have them popped around everywhere. So I would have to say that they probably do spread. It's just that I keep separating them. I cut down my beautiful woodland phlox because it was done. I don't know if it's going to flush out again, but it was getting powdery mildew. It didn't like that. So I was like, I need to cut those back now. And then there's the Japanese painted fern that I split and brought over to the walkway area. It's got such fun colors in it. And it grows up really tall, so I'm hoping that these leaves won't interfere with the heuchera. But this is what happens on 3rd, 4th, 5th year of, it's like starting to get so packed that I will be having to move things and take things out, maybe give things away. These hostas are autumn frost hosta. So pretty. This one gets more sun than that one, and that's why the yellow is lighter. Yeah, I got a boxwood. It's really deep shade here, and I was like, what can grow that's like an evergreen? I didn't know that they were invasive at the time, but I keep trimming it, so I don't know how it would spread. I'll have to look that up without it having like berries that birds would eat and stuff like that, or I don't know. Oh yeah, on the other side, I also had an astilbe all the way over there, but it was so tiny you could barely see it because I guess, I don't know, it lived in the ground for like a year or 2 because it was moved and a little piece stayed. So, you know, it's one of those. I don't even know what color this is. I moved astilbe so many times that I'm not even sure what's what anymore. So yeah, this is the 1 out of the 4 that I split of the Jack Frost Brunnerell, which I adore. Some echinacea. The echinacea was under this one though. They were like, I planted them too close together. So then this spring I moved this one over, and it's like stunted its growth basically. So I don't know, we'll see. But this was doing almost too well. And it is also the Black Eyed Susans. Again, I only bought 1 Black Eyed Susans, and then I like split them around the last 2 years. Some more heuchera, an iris, fun. The hardy violas, the compact monarda, bright pink. This is my rainbow pillar serviceberry shrub. It's getting nice and tall, and it should be forming berries, but I might have, yeah, okay, so here's one. It does have some berries, but I had way more flowers, and then the berries like dried out. I think I didn't water enough during we had a dry spell. And then it also does this sometimes. It gets rust, and the leaves turn either rust or randomly red. And I'm not sure why, but apparently they got some issues sometimes. There's the rust, or I think that's what they call it. So you're supposed to like pick these off and actually dispose of them in the garbage so it doesn't come back every year. But there's so many of them. I don't know if I want to do that. But then, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. So I might, when I'm doing my weeding day, I will probably do that. Some Palminaria. These did not do well. They are Coreopsis native plants. Maybe because they're cultivar, I don't know. But why aren't they coming back in full flush? They were way bigger last year, and then they came back. This one like didn't even look like it was gonna make it. Weird, weird, weird. Laced up elderberry. Some more delphiniums back there that were split in the spring, and not ready yet. Oh yeah, I did have some other ones like this, but they're kind of fading. They're just like, what is this called? Columbine. Yeah, it took me a whole minute. Columbine. Okay, so I'm a little disappointed with this. This is a yellow ribbon arborvitae, and I don't know, again, I think in the dry spell when I didn't water enough. Aww. And you can't repair this. Oh god, did I ruin its middle? I mean, I did like prune it, right? I had that pruning video where I'm like, I'm just gonna narrow it at the base because I'm you know, I didn't want it to get too large at the base and take over. But what if I made it susceptible to this? I mean, it doesn't even get that much sun. This is all just afternoon sun, but it's the hottest sun, right? We haven't even had that much though, except for that dry spell. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my eye on you, yellow ribbon. Oh, down here, blazing, no, not blazing star juniper, creeping juniper. Yeah, oh, these things are everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty. It's supposed to be the blue, but it's got a little empty hole here I'm worried about. Oh yeah, blue salvia. Blue purple salvia. Right there. Nice. It gets a little too tall for my liking, so I will have to prop it up with like taller ones even than that support bracket thing. And I'll do that. I don't like it when they get floppy. I wanted to put something taller in the front of it. That heuchera is not going to do it, so just like if it spills in front. But I'll have to sort that out. And then I also have tall phlox here. And, oh, and I have tall phlox behind there that I missed. Tall phlox back there too. Oh, and I have a like, what is this? I don't remember what this is. Like, I don't remember putting it there, but it's got jagged leaves, like, no, definitely no. Maybe it's, yeah, Shasta daisy? Maybe it's like leftovers of this, because I moved it. I moved that Shasta daisy to there for it to get more sun. But I guess I left a little remnant. It survived. Right there, a little patch. So I might take that out. We'll see. I've got some carex grass here, not loving life. Maybe not enough sun? Maybe too dry? I don't know. Everyone's gonna look at this and be like, what is up with your soil? And I'll be like, well, I did amend this with a bunch of triple mix. Okay, like a thinner layer of triple mix, but it's clay soil. I have clay soil here, and clay soil does retain enough moisture, but I find that sometimes because I'm on a slope, it just, I'm just waiting for my plants to fill up so that it doesn't, like the water just doesn't just slippy slide down. But a lot of stuff that I put here didn't take, and I'm wondering if it's because I didn't amend the soil enough. But a lot of the ones that didn't take are actually my native plants that don't even like too much loamy soil. So still figuring that out. A little bit of Angelina there. This is hydrangea paniculata called Pinky Winky. And it's like, I don't know. The Shasta daisies are so tall. So I have to prune this creatively so that when it gets really big, it kind of becomes almost like a tree. Some more heuchera, brennera, irises, just all the same ones, just spread out. And then this is turned into a tree. It was supposed to be a shrub, and it is tiger eye sumac. It has really pretty color. It got stressed out because I moved it. I moved it from the center island, and I got stressed out, or I didn't water enough, probably. And yeah, it's turned into a tree. It was supposed to be a shrub. There was a branch here that was supposed to have like more stuff, and it collapsed during a storm. Oh, and I have this variegated iris, and I love that on the leaf. Isn't that pretty? Got that from my sister. Some more boulder blue grass. A sedum, it is called Carl. It's kind of like autumn joy, but even brighter. Pink, brighter pink. This is halo dogwood? Red twig, yeah. And, oh, I do have like throughout, they're just not blooming yet. I have, besides irises, these lilies, and they're a coral lily. And they're just like there and there and there, because I don't want them to be like a huge stack of lilies. This is my Zephyrin Jurin climbing rose. And I worked so hard to bury it so that the roses would start to grow off of the main leader shoots. So I buried the main leader shoots to the ground to protect them. I brought them back up. And then where does it bloom? On the baby new growth at the very bottom where no one can see a flower. So here we go. And it has the most, like almost like tart rose smell, almost like our local native rose that we have. It's very powerful scent, and something is already eating it. I don't know what, but I will only be out here looking for Japanese beetles that are invasive, and I will kill those when I see them. There's also a little bit of rust going on, but this is just what happens. It's part of the ecosystem. Like, we don't have to get all freaky that every little thing is not perfect, right? There's just like too much to control. So yeah, that's that. Ooh, focus. Okay. And then here's my little sitting area, and I just got this guy put up that you saw if you're watching my videos. Then I have this plot here. These do not get enough sun, I think. Even though this is, I'd have to say 5 hours of sun over here and like 7 hours of sun over here. Yeah, these are clearly doing better. Got some blooms. Yeah, Mandevilla, climbing Mandevilla, and down here it's just some petunias, just some white petunias that I always have to deadhead because they didn't have any super petunias available. There's some sort of critter that is coming in here and making holes and making a dirty mess, and I don't know what to do about that. I think it's actually the smell is bringing him to it. He's not attacking this one though for some reason, but I put in the smell, I put in fertilizer, and the fertilizer smells kind of like blood meal, to be honest. So I know that they say blood meal is supposed to deter critters, but I find it's like brings them right to your beds. So I've got some dianthus here. It's so pretty. I wasn't even sure if it was going to survive because the first dianthus I bought, Fruit Punch, did not survive. This is not Fruit Punch. I can't remember what this one is, but yeah, it's doing okay. My creeping phlox is finished here. I have another smoke bush. This is a compact variety, and I'm actually letting it bloom because like on that one, I don't let it bloom. Like, I cut off, I prune it in the spring, so I basically prune off any chance that there would be any blooms. But this one I'm gonna let smoke, and I'm gonna see if I like it or not. I don't know. Right now it just looks messy. Then I have some echinacea that I'm actually super worried about because of that problem I had last year. Oops, this one. So this is another euonymus, but it's obviously a yellow variety. And some more dianthus, but it's got white and red in the middle. Or, well, in this video it looks pink, but it's supposed to be red. Then here I have masquerade penstemon. Lovely purple leaf. Love it so much. Reminds me a lot of how much I love this 9 bark. Oh my gosh. Ginger wine 9 bark. So this is the one I bought because I love that one so much. It's like, I want this. And this is like, 9 bark is basically to replace barberry because Japanese barberry is pretty invasive, but I just found out that Japanese barberry, which is the same color as, well, the variety that I want is the same color as this, and they've got smaller leaves, and they kind of prickly though, but they're so pretty. And apparently there's some new varieties that are not invasive, so I have to look into that because I do want to put one here. I want a purple shrub here at the back, and I couldn't plant for a couple years because there's a tree stump right there, which is why I have the ground cover, but I think it's rotting. It was really rotted in last year, so I might either put in the penstemon, but it only came up like just now, right? So I might get another shrub instead. And my lovely blue spruce globe, compact pink monarda back there. I'll get closer. I'll come around that way. Sorry, this is a tall phlox that has no buds on it yet. Creeping Angelina. This bluish sedum is so cool, but it's going to be bright red blossoms, and I can't remember the name, but it's part of the Firecracker series or something like that. On some of, so okay, notice how I'm not saying the proper names to all of these because I can't have them all stuck in my head right now, and I don't have my sheet with me, but I do write down every single one of them on another video where I don't talk. And it's just up on the screen. Oh, I didn't talk about this. So that is a false sunflower right there, and it's like a pretty yellowy orange flower. more of this low growing sedum, wildered blue, Shasta daisy, daisy May. More of that blue sedum. This is Emperor, something about Emperor sedum, but it's supposed to have more of a purple leaf, but I don't know. And last year it was this big and I was like, whoa, but you're only supposed to bloom in like September. So I'm like, I chopped it in half, which a lot of people tell you to do because it gets leggy and then it flops over. So I might have to chop this in half, but I kind of want to do an experiment and see just what it will do. I'm probably gonna get weirded out by it by like 3 weeks from now when it starts flopping over, and I'll probably cut it. This self-seeded or no, it didn't self-seed. It came from root clippings, or just clippings of my sumac. And even though the tiger eye sumac is a cultivar that is not supposed to be aggressive, it definitely is, because I'm finding it everywhere. But everywhere here. And I think you can pull it out. No, I didn't pull it out properly. Damn. So I always have to keep my eye on those. It is still pretty bad that I have to take it out. This one I'm keeping though, because I'm gonna pot it up and see if anybody wants it. Yep. Okay, this is Atlantis sedum. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty, and it's got these cute little, okay, focus. Look at that guy. Look at this little guy. He's so cute. I like him a lot. I like him. Anyways, yeah, I'm always getting grass. I really got a weed. Not doing so well, Japanese bloodgrass. So don't care if nothing goes on. I'll probably have this penstemon come around, or this lovely butterfly bush, which is nicely budding up. Woohoo! This is where I had the crazy big spider on it last summer. It's very scary, but that's good. Ecosystem, yay, spiders. And I have some cat's pajamas, Nepeta. This is like cat's mint, they call it, in the mint family. It has been blooming for so long. It's been like a month, and it's just starting to fade, and I'm gonna chop it down and then it's gonna rebloom for me. And yeah, is that it? Oh, well, obviously this. So this is a bloomerang lilac. I just cut off all the blooms in my previous video, and it's looking pretty good. Oh, there's like one awkward one here. And it'll rebloom late summer, early September kind of thing. So let me back up and we can see the whole thing. It's looking so good. Yeah. Yeah, that Halo dogwood is doing really well. Beautiful color. And my neighbor put this up, and I kind of love that. And I wish I could do this and this. I think it'll make the really old ugly fence look nicer. And well, it has to gray up, right? This is obviously the wrong color, but it'll gray up and it'll look a lot nicer, I think. So I'm gonna look into that. I mean, I already did the measurements and everything, and made a plan on what I have to cut and how much it's gonna be. And it's supposed to be like $600 if I do it myself. So I'm just scared cutting lattice. I don't know how to cut lattice. So that's my only issue. We'll see. Okay, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow along. See ya. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. It's really nice out. It's nice and cool. Until next time. See ya.